Morning. It's good morning. It's Robert Oakley with Home Smart Realty Group, your home source team. Hey, I wanted to share with you the latest numbers for the Denver metro area real estate market. This is Thursday, Thursday, June 25th, 2020. So lots of crazy things happening. Let me bring up my screen and kind of share what we're seeing in the market, see what questions you might have. If you're just joining me, please leave comments down below. Give us a thumbs up if you like the broadcast. Let us know what we can do to help you and share more information that's more meaningful to you. So I think an important thing to look at right now is how many homes we're seeing on the market right now. So if you look at this is the numbers ending May. Now, obviously, it's changed a little bit since then. The last 3 weeks, we'll have numbers in another week to see where we finish up for June. But I guess the question I would ask you is, what do you see, or what's your interpretation of the metro area real estate market? And there's a lot of questions. There's apprehension. There's wonderment of what should we do? Is the COVID environment we're living in going to impact your decision to buy or sell? Where the numbers stack up. So I talk to people every day. We're studying homes. We're studying prices to see what's happening. And there's different results in different price ranges. So what I did want to show is what we're seeing overall. So from at the end of May, we had 9,946 units in the entire MLS system available. And I put a few different zip codes here just to show you around the metro area and then the metro area as a whole, how things stack up. So that's the metro area as a whole. If you look at, say, the zip code in 80601, kind of the Brighton area, North Metro Denver, that area, there are 79 homes available at the end of May. And 80503, that's kind of North Boulder. There are 65 homes available. 80111 in the Tech Center area, there's 57 homes. Now, this is all price ranges. This is at the end of May. These numbers obviously have changed a little bit since then. So, the important part about that is if you're thinking of selling, you need to realize the market is still moving and certain price ranges are moving very well. Other price ranges have slowed down a little bit, but there are a lot of homes available. There's almost 10,000 homes on the market. This was at the end of May. We've had a lot of activity since then. At the end of May, here's an interesting figure for you. There were, over here, end of May, there was 9,343 homes under contract. So almost as many homes that were available were also under contract. This shows you the trends for the last year. So as you look across that, you can see kind of where the numbers have been. We're kind of about a month and a half behind where we would normally be with the COVID environment taking place. We're catching up rapidly to having the same number of homes sold as we did all of last year at this point. So that pattern is shifting to the right, but it's basically following the historical pattern. So if you look at where we're at May of this year, as opposed to January 2019, you go back to May, we had 8,824. So there's 700 homes more under contract now than there were last year. Days in MLS, it's still low. We're still under 20 for the most part. You can see the entire MLS is at 9. So the homes are still moving fast if they're priced right. There are still a lot of homes every day that come off the market that don't sell, and I'll share that information with you separately. The number of showings to pending is always an important figure to look at, because if you're not getting any showings, it means you really have to look at the price. If you're getting a lot of showings and no offers, that means you're probably close, but you might need to make some adjustments. So across the MLS as a whole, we're looking at about 12 showings on average before we see an offer, a home goes under contract. Certain areas like Brighton's a little slower. The Tech Center is actually a little slower, 15 days there. Not dramatically different, but this is averages, our medians. If we look at the averages, it's a little bit higher, 16.6 showings versus the median. Median means half below, half above. So those average numbers, do show a trend. If you look back, we've been pretty much the same going back to July of last year, except for obviously the spike during the COVID crisis, COVID craziness. Number of new listings. In May, we had 9,116 new listings. So we're pretty much taking off at the market everything that's coming on the market. And again, the active listings we looked at. So months of supply. If we looked at all markets, the whole area, we're looking at about 1.7 months. 6 months is considered a balanced market. So Again, good numbers to look at if your house is on the market and it hasn't sold, to say, okay, what do we need to do to get things moving? Some areas are behind that. So Boulder, for instance, North Boulder, this is out by the reservoir, that area, 2 months. If you go down to the tech center, 1.5. So a lot of different numbers to look at and to digest as you're wondering what to do if your situation, and also when maybe is the right time to jump in and buy. Here's an interesting trend. If you look at the price per square foot in the market, we are seeing that has dropped a little bit. So when we first came out of the crisis, things kind of opened up and we were able to start showing. And during that month, when homes were actually going under contract, even though buyers weren't able to go out and look like they historically would have been able to, you'll notice that the numbers kind of dip back down now. So there was kind of an initial wave, price per square foot, and we'll see what happens now in June, which way the trends go. So just definitely something to take a look at. Let's see, what other important information do we have here? The percent to close, the sales price is always a tricky one to look at. The average might be a little bit better, but you can see that, depending on the area, you're between 100% or just over to 98%. That was dropping before we got to this point in December in some areas. But look at the trends. You can see from where we were, last year, this time, May and June, we're about the same for the most part. A couple areas like the tech center are a little bit lower, but overall, we're between 97 and 100% of asking price. I would, again, caution, I am seeing price reductions, we are seeing, and homes coming off the market, withdrawn and expired every day, and I'll show you those numbers as well. So the average sales price across the area, no surprise, the metro area as a whole is up a little bit, 463. It's the entire MLS. And you look at other areas as you break down, you can see 80503, which is interesting, kind of an anomaly right now. But 881, that's again the North Boulder area, so you'd expect that to be higher. And it's basically been kind of flat going back for the last year. It really hasn't changed much there, and neither has 80601. Those two markets have been pretty flat for the last year. We're seeing appreciation overall in the area, and we're seeing it down in the tech center is kind of dropped a little bit if you look back over the last year. So depending on where you're at, what part of the metro area you're in, you're seeing different results right now in the market. Another important stat is week to week and how things have turned and changed. So if you look at the week ending 6/14, this shows you the number of closed listings. And you can look at the prior weeks where that was at. We're actually down a little bit for the week. Some of that could be the timing of the month and when homes actually close. The median closed price week over week, and comparing year over year numbers as well. So week over week, we are seeing about a 3% increase there. Median days in MLS dropped a little bit. So we're kind of in that window where things priced right are selling quickly. And we expect to see that probably for another 4 weeks, probably. If we follow the same historical patterns, and you might see some people taking vacations and things slowing off a little bit. So these are important numbers to look at if you're looking at the immediate impact and what's changing. But again, I want to point this number out here, the number of homes that were withdrawn, and this doesn't include expired, but just the number of homes that were on the market, didn't sell, and came off is up 36%. So that's an important figure to look at. There's a lot of reasons for that. Typically, it's because they're just not getting the activity and the response that they expected to get from the market. If you're looking at homes and want to take a quick look, immediate look to see what homes like yours are selling for around you, I encourage you to go to our new site. We're developing it and rolling it out, but it's search.gotohomesource.com. And you can see everything around you, search for your new home. It'll give you updates. Basically, this is going to give you all the information I have access to on the MLS myself. So here's an important stat to look at right now. Just to show you what's happening last 3 days, last 7 days, I'll show you that chart. So if we look at the last 3 days in the market, we've seen 175 price decreases. So that's just telling you that homes are selling, but you can't just throw out any price there. Buyers are still, they have choices. They're still being picky. So we've seen 175 price decreases, 30 homes come back on the market. 175 new listings. This is the last 3 days. 25 homes expired without selling, 24 withdrawn. So 50 homes didn't sell for one reason or another and were taken off the market. That's just in the last 3 days. So again, I just bring that out because you don't want as a homeowner to think that, hey, we're in control. It's a seller's market. I can price it anyway. I'm going to get it sold. That's really not the case. And you look at the last 7 days, you can see more homes went under contract than that came on the market. Again, pressing the inventory issues that we've had. But we still are seeing a lot of price decreases. More homes decreased in price than came onto the market. Those are important numbers to watch and to make sure you're strategizing, doing what's best for you and your situation. Swing back over here to a different screen. So again, I appreciate you guys taking a look at the numbers. Let me know what questions you have about the market. It's definitely changing. There's less and less inventory, but there's also, I think, pickier and pickier buyers. For a while there, we weren't able to get a lot of first-time homebuyer programs. That's back in the market. The jumbo loans or non-government backed loans, those are the higher price point, 600 and up. Those types of loans are available again. So there's been a lot of improvements in the market and in the buyer's ability to get financing. And I really wanted to share with you what we're seeing right now from a week-to-week basis and year-over-year and how those numbers have changed. So again, if you're joining us now, leave a comment down below. Let me know what questions you might have, anything you'd like to know about your zip code or your area in particular, and we'd be happy to help you out with that and do a deeper dive into your area to say, here's what we need to look at in your particular case. Working with a number of people right now who are bringing homes onto the market. So we have several acreage properties, a couple condos, some new homes in central Denver. So there's quite a variety, a couple homes working on in Fort Collins. So we've got a lot of homes available, different areas, depending on what your preference is and how we can help you out. Feel free to give me a call anytime, 720-571-9291. Again, you can always set an appointment on my calendar, block out a time that's convenient for you. You just simply go to yousetthetime.com, Y-O-U, yousetthetime.com. It'll give you my whole calendar and access to our schedule. You can do virtual meeting, in-person meeting, telephone conference, whatever is easiest for you and what's best for your situation. We're happy to help you however we can, whether you're thinking of buying or selling. All of these numbers should make an influence or impact on your decision making and doing what's best for you at the right time and getting you the best price, whether you're buying or selling. So again, I appreciate you watching. Please feel free to share this. Let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great day.